It's almost spring and we need our spring fragrances to make us springy happy. So I'm counting down my top 20 spring fragrances for 2018. Coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Let's get right to it. I've got 20 fragrances here from both designers and niche brands. And I've got 3 honorable mentions. I always have to have these because I just can't get enough of the fragrances on a list. First honorable mention goes to this brand called Shea and Blue. And this is Framboise Noir, dark blackberry or berry. It's a dark blackberry fruity fragrance. I think it's perfect for spring because it's got that fruity vibe. It also kind of reminds me of another fragrance on this list, which we'll get to in a little bit. I'm sort of getting into fruitier fragrances, and I have another one on this list, so we can discuss that when it comes to it. But this is a new brand for me, and this is really inexpensive. These retail for around $100 for 100 ml at Lucky Scent. And so I picked this up in Europe at a discounted station, and I really loved it, and I think it's perfect for spring. If you like dark fruity fragrances, this one might be for you. It's not overly heavy either, so that's why it makes it perfect for spring. So this is Shea and Blue Framboise Noir. Second honorable mention, Jazz Club from Maison Margiela. Even though it sounds like it's going to be heavy, tobacco and rum and all that kind of stuff, I find this to be perfect for either spring or fall. And even winter, I suppose, but because it just has this like lightness to it, it's just not overly cloying and things like that, so that's why I find it to be easy to wear. Even though I'm trying to really get into this seems to be the most popular Maison Margiela fragrance. So I'm putting it in as a one to try this spring. So Jazz Club by Maison Margiela. And last but not least, Byredo's Pulp. This is the second Byredo on the list. And this one is a tricky fragrance. There's a love side of me that really loves it, and there's a hate side of me that really hates it. A friend of mine wears this one, and I cannot stand the smell of it on this person. So I don't know if you're watching, but if you are, I'm so sorry. But it smells great on me, but on this person, it smells like garbage. Anyway, Pulp. It's a unique fragrance experience. Try it if you don't know it. At number 20, it's the new Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum. I put this on the list because I wanted to get it out there and enjoy Sauvage as a fragrance, even though it's got such love and hate relationship with it. I actually like this one more than the original Sauvage, so that's why I'm putting it in here. I'm going to test it out a lot at the gym in spring occasions and things like that, because I want to get to like it. So at number 20, it's Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum. Number 19, we're going to a classic fragrance that was reinvented or reimagined in the early 2000s, and that is Guerlain's Habit Rouge Eau de Toilette, not Eau de Parfum. This one actually has more of a citrusy and woody notes, whereas the Eau de Parfum has more of the vanillic notes amplified. So this comes off a little fresher, but very classy and masculine. I really do like this one, and I'm glad I have it back in my collection, and it'll be perfect. Habit Rouge Eau de Toilette by Guerlain is at number 19. Next up is a designer called Givenchy, and this is Gentleman Givenchy, this one right here. So I'm getting into this a little more and more. It smells a little generic, but I like it. I think it's perfect for spring. It's got a bit of a fruity vibe with the pear, although I don't find pears in general to be too fruity. But it's quite pleasant. I think it'll be perfect as a designer fragrance to wear this spring. If you don't know it, this is the latest, well actually they have a flanker to this now, a more heavier version, which would probably be better for winter. I haven't tested it out yet, but this one's actually pleasant. If you don't know it and you like those kind of pleasant, easy access kind of fragrances, you might want to try this one. This is Givenchy Gentleman by Givenchy at number 18. At number 17, we're going to the House of Mugler, and this is Crypto Mint, this one right here. Easy fragrance to wear with lots of like minty notes with the Mugler DNA. Very, very pleasant, very easy. It doesn't come off like toothpaste or anything like that either, so it smells quite lovely. And so I like it. This launched last year. It was this, and then there were a few other minty fragrances that came out. Another one of them is on this list, but another one will probably make it on the summer list, because it's really, really light and refreshing. But this one's really, really great. If you like minty fragrances and you like Mugler, check it out. Crypto Mint is at number 17. I know we have a lot of designers, but we're gonna get to some niche towards the end. But here we have a fragrance from Dunhill, and this is Icon, this right here. Now this is probably the best out of all four of them. The oud one's good, but everything that came after that, the green bottle and the black bottle, I kind of don't like. They smell kind of generic. But this one I absolutely love. It hints at a little bit of the Terre d'Hermès, but it's more petitgrain, it's green, it smells citrus and green, but very, very classy. I absolutely love this one. This is probably a top 10 designer. I think it is. We'll find out when we do the video. But really, really perfect for spring. Fresh, but not light. So if you like that kind of thing, check it out. This is Dunhill's Icon at number 16. At number 15, we're going to the house of Lalique, and this is Encre Noire Sport, one of two sport fragrances in this collection, or in this list. Now this one I put in here and not the other two flankers, or the original actually, original Encre Noire or the Perfumes. This one I find to be a little easier to wear and better for like a spring setting, because it's got this grapefruit and juicy citrusy note in it that I really, really like. It also kind of reminds me of the discontinued Annick Goutal vetiver fragrance, so that's also a great given for it. And so it kind of has this like almost slightly classic vibe, but a really unique scent for vetiver. It's nothing like the original Lalique Encre Noire. So if you like that one, you're thinking you're going to get that, you're not going to get that, because what they've done is like really juicied it up with the juicy citrus notes. Encre Noire, Lalique Encre Noire Sport. Again, the sport name doesn't really make sense to me, but I can understand why they're calling it sport. Marketing and, you know, just adding citruses to make it sporty. So Lalique Encre Noire Sport at number 15. At number 14, going to the House of Costume National, a new one for me, Cyber Garden. Now, if you don't know this one, this is a very, very unique scent, very green. Green grasses, green leaves, green shrubbery, and a vinyl note, if that makes sense. Very, very unique smell, actually. So you can pick up all the green notes, as I mentioned, the leaves, the shrubbery, and the twigs, and the bushes, and things like that. But there's that vinyl note in it that gives it that unique twist. So imagine getting into a shower, and you can smell the shower curtain, the vinyl shower curtain, and you're actually out and open with all the forestry and the greenery right next to you. It kind of has that kind of a smell. Very unique scent. If you don't know it, do check it out. Very, very unique surprise for me. Absolutely love it and glad I have it. So Cyber Garden is at number 14, and this is from the House of Costume National, who gave us Costume National Homme and Costume National Soul. Number 13, the second sport fragrance. This is Colognes pour un homme de Colognes Sport. Again, the sport name doesn't really make sense to me, but we'll take it, right? Now this is like the original Colognes pour un homme de Colognes, but you've got citruses, you've got ginger. It's just kind of like boosted up with like this like vibrant, energetic kind of fruity and spicy notes, if that makes sense. It's also got lemongrass, I think, from what I remember from the review I did for this like 2 years ago. So if you like lavender, plus you like the other notes I mentioned, this one might be it for you. Again, I'm not sure about calling it sport because I don't find it sporty, but it's just marketing. But I think what they're doing is like the notes that they put in here kind of have a sportiness, like a energetic vibe to them, and that's why they're calling it sport. So do check it out, Colognes pour un homme de Colognes Sport at number 13. Number 12, we're going to the House of Amouage, and this is Bracken Man. So Bracken Man is a fougere. Fern-like, supposedly, is what fougere means. And as you can see, the fern right there. Oh, I've got some, maybe nothing. But if you don't know this one, it's quite good. I featured it in my fougere fragrances list. This particular fougere is actually loaded with cloves. So it might be off-putting to some noses that don't like cloves. I find it to be pretty dominant, but it's very, very green and fougere-like. It kind of hints at other fougere fragrances like barbershop-y fragrances or even Fougere Royale. So check it out. It's Bracken Man by Amouage at number 12. At number 11, a new one that I picked up and reviewed recently. It's Cartier's Declaration Parfum. This might be a little heavy for spring, so wear it in the cooler days or cooler evenings. This is a spicy, woody fragrance for men, very classy, very sexy. That cumin note in here is very, very beautiful. It's very aromatic, but quite lovely. It's not overly heavy, so it's fine for even some warm days as well, but truly a gorgeous fragrance. Check it out. This is Cartier Declaration Parfum if you don't know it. At number 10, we're going to the House of YSL, and this is Rive Gauche, this one right here. In the new bottle, this is a updated one I bought recently, and I really enjoy this one as well. It's not quite like the original in the tin can, but it's very, very close. Same with the YSL M7. Again, it's not quite like the original M7, but it's very close. But a great true barbershop fragrance, fougere fragrance. Very, very lovely. If you can get it, get yourself a bottle or get some samples or decants because I think you're gonna like it. Very classy as well. Yves Saint Laurent's Rive Gauche Pour Homme in the new bottle is at number 10. At number 9, we're going to a house called 8 and Bob, and this is Cap d'Antibes, this one right here. So this one is another new one for me. It's very, very green with like green violet leaves. It also has this like succulent vibe, and I find it to be very, very perfect for spring and even summer perhaps when it's cooler, because it does have this like denseness and heftness to it, which I quite like. And when it comes off heavy like that, performance is usually also great. So it reminds me of a fragrance that I know about that I refuse to talk about. So if you know this fragrance and you know the other, you might know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, check it out. I really like this line actually, and I really love this one. This is Cap d'Antibes by 8 and Bob, and that's at number 9. At number 8, we're going to the house of Chanel, and this is Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. Since the pure perfume or X-ray version of Bleu de Chanel has not launched yet, this is going to do it for me, and this is perfect for spring, actually. Perfect for all year round. I love this version compared to the EDT, and I love wearing it because I like that this has also got a creamy vibe. It's beautiful, like comforting and cozy. So when you're experiencing burnout mode from heavy fragrances, this is the one I go to. And also, this is a compliment getter. People seem to love this on me. So Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum is at number 8. At number 7, we're going to the house of Tower Perfumes, and this is Orange Star. So Orange Star is the Tower DNA with orangey, kind of like a happy, bright, sunshiny, fizzy, almost like soda-like quality to it. Really, really delicious. And if you like orange fragrances, this is the one. But you gotta like that Tower DNA. It's quite heavy in the base, the amberiness. So it could come off a little too strong. It's, I think, probably the strongest out of all of them here that I have. Maybe a couple others are strong too. So this one, go easy on the trigger. But if you like orange and the Tower DNA, this one is for you. Check it out, please. It's a really, really good one. Orange Star from Tower Perfumes at number 7. At number 6, we're going to the house of Tiziana Terenzi, and this is Foco Nero, this one right here. So slowly but surely, aquatics are okay for me, and I find this one to be an aromatic aquatic, which it's got some aromatic notes, almost slightly bordering like fougere type notes, but it's not, definitely not that. It's got salty aquatic notes where the aquatic parts of that fragrance is not as strong. Also, this is probably pretty fresh but still has heftiness to it, so it is perfect for spring, I think. And if you like aquatics and you like some aromatic notes along with it, it's quite lovely. It also kind of a little bit hints at like a unique take on Aventus, if that makes sense. But definitely no pineapple here. So do check it out. It's Foco Nero from Tiziana Terenzi, and that's at number 6. At number 5, we're going to the house of Imaginary Authors and Saint Julep. This is a second mint fragrance I was talking about, and this is really, really boozy, sugary, woody. One of my favorites from this house. Works great in spring and works great in summer. I absolutely love it, and it's got this great, great dry down. Absolute love for this one. If you don't know it, do check it out, especially if you like minty fragrances. This is Saint Julep, inspired by mint julep from Imaginary Authors. At number 4, we're going to the house of L'Artisan Parfumé, and this is Musk, or actually Mûr et Musk. This is another fruity fragrance, and I'm really loving the blackberry fruity fragrances as of late, but this is a classic. This has been around since the late 70s or the early 80s. It's musk, but it's a clean musk with that blackberry or cassis berry note. So it's perfect for spring, I think. Absolutely perfect. Very, very fun and happy fragrance. So if you don't know it, do check it out. Mûr et Musk is at number 4. Number 3, we're going to another berry-like fragrance from the house of Diptyque. This is L'Ombre dans l'Eau, this one right here, but this is a green fragrance. Extremely green with some roses as well. So you've got the cassis fruit in there, you've got the berries, of course, you've got the leaves of the cassis plant, and then you've got rose and other beautiful notes. So it comes off very green and bright. If you like green fragrances, this is the one for you. Please do check it out. This is L'Ombre dans l'Eau, and this is from the House of Diptyque. And if you are a fan of Diptyque candles, you might like this one because they have a candle. I think it's called Bay. If you like that candle from Diptyque, this is the fragrance for it. And this has been around from since the 70s as well, so it's quite old. Both of these are from old houses and both of them are from the 70s, so they're very classic but still smell very modern. Number 2, we're going to the House of Byredo again, and this is Bal d'Afrique. This one right here. This is a lovely, classy fragrance. Very easy to wear vetiver, very, very lovely. I think it's truly a unisex fragrance, both man and women can wear it, and it's a compliment getter. Very, very pleasant, satisfying fragrance, and perfect for spring. I find it to be perfect for spring, summer, and fall. So check it out, Bal d'Afrique from Byredo, and it's got like a vetiver and a not magnolia, but marigold note in here. So it's got a little bit of floral touch, but not like overwhelming floral. So it's Bal d'Afrique from Byredo at number 2. Last but not least, we're going to the House of Amouage. This is Lyric Man at number 1. So this became number 1 for spring all of a sudden because I have a original bottle here, of course. Thankfully, I found one. And it is a truly gorgeous fragrance. It is rose, it is lime, it is ginger, and a few other notes that stand out as well. But what truly stands out for me is the lime, the rose, and the ginger. So refreshing, hefty fragrance for spring. It has great performance. It's not overwhelmingly strong, so it will be like too cloying in the springtime, but it's not a wimp at all. So do check it out. This is one of my favorite rose fragrances. If you saw my rose fragrances video, I featured it in it. And of course, it is number 1 for spring this particular season. So that is it, guys. What are your thoughts? What do you think of this list? Do you like these fragrances? Do you hate these fragrances? Do you have these fragrances? Do you not have them and you want them? Let me know. Let's get a conversation started. Also, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.